Hello, sir. I am citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor, an NKO on Open Forum is an NKO on radio on Memories 96.5 FM in Uyo. You are live on air, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so very much. I believe I'm talking with Mr. Patrick Hussein.
Yes, speaking.
Thank you so much. Who is Patrick Hussein?
Patrick Hussein is an entrepreneur. I deal on high technology in the print media industry and the dairy farms and the dairy technologies.
Good to know, sir. We hosted a media guru, senior citizen Solomon Okpo, who's a publisher of Evangelist newspaper and also sports recorder, and he has been driving an advocacy that there were machines that were supplied to the Akwa Ibom Newspaper Corporation and abandoned since the era of His Excellency Godswill Akpabio. And he mentioned your name and also mentioned the name of the man that was the general manager then, who happens to be Mr. Udo Silas. Yes. So please, what was your role in the purchase of that machine? Let us know your role first.
Hello?
What was your role in the purchase of the God's Community machine?
I don't even know what I want to do with this information, but I was the person that proposed the procurement of the God's Community machine and the Supra-Theta CTP to the Bible State AKMC. My intention actually was for commercialization of Pioneer printing press.
Okay.
To enable them print for themselves, to enable them print for the other newspapers that were coming to this house 2-3 days later after publication in their different domains. So it was my intention that we should have technology and also train our people on how to have skills with such high levels of technology in the web offset press.
You said yes, sir. Let me come. You said you proposed it. Were you also involved in the purchase directly?
Yes, I was.
Now, the machine, when it was delivered, between when you were paid, or when you paid actually, when you paid for your services, sir?
The governor then, Dr. Godswill Akpabio, in his wisdom, gave approval for that machine to be procured. But that he was so scared of scandal that the president was associated with the Igbo and the other Pioneer press. So he said he wanted a direct procurement from the company overseas, and he does not want a middleman. Therefore, he later compared it to a race to Heidelberg of Germany and then the graphics of England.
Interesting.
So they were paid directly, and the government said they are going to pay me commission and consultancy, but up to today I will speak a little bit again.
My God. Now, how much was that machine valued as at then?
Yeah, the machine, the God Community NSC, we have offset about $1.2 million.
Now,
$1.2 million.
Did that include delivery cost of freight?
No, that did not include the cost of freight. And that did not also include the cost of clearing and moving them to the AKMC premises. That would have been about $1.5 million in total.
Interesting. Now, was a special building constructed to house this machine?
Yes, the governor there was so magnanimous. He gave approval for a specialized, a purpose design building for that machine. The architect that was in charge had a brief that he should do a purpose design machine building that will warehouse that machine, the two equipment, and it was done.
Beautiful.
The governor was good enough, so he did that for them, and That house I read was about whether 800 million naira or thereabouts.
Really?
So yeah, sure. So everything that was put into that project is not less than 2.something billion naira.
Before I take on some very critical questions, what is the cost of that machine as we speak now, sir?
The cost of that machine, my brother, that machine should not be less than $2 million now. It should not be less than that.
Now, one thing that Citizen Okpo said that really piqued my heart was the fact that the machine was one abandoned in the work for a long time, and when it was brought, installed, it was hurriedly commissioned, and that machine has not printed a single sheet of paper. Neither was it ever handed over to the authorities of the Akwa Ibom Municipal Corporation. You were supposed to be the consultant. You were supposed to have followed through the process. What do you have to say about that very statement by Citizen Solomon Okpo?
Yeah, I think the Ministry of Information were a bit secretive. They were a bit, I don't know whether I say corrupt. I think they were not transparent in the whole process. The Ministry of Information in particular, the commissioner then and the permanent secretary were not truthful to governments. They were not truthful to the people. They wasted the volume of that money in that state. The commissioner then, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information, they did so much that I couldn't even understand what they were actually looking for.
You are making a very strong statement. Let me come, sir.
The machine was horribly, delivered. They did not give them information. The machine was coming and all that. All of a sudden, they saw machine, the 9 trucks, trailer loads of, container load of machines coming in. I told them, have you checked the bill of lading? Have you checked the content? Have you checked the equipment list? Whether what you ordered for has been delivered? I think the government will be careless. I don't want to use the word careless. I think they had so many things to hide, and they didn't check that. They hardly tried to install the machine. They did not even follow the simple engineering installation procedure. And the machine crashed in their hands, and they abandoned it and left. The question I always ask is that if this machine were to belong to the commissioner, if this machine were to belong to the then permanent secretary, would they have wasted $2.something million
now
thrown to the drain?
Let's say from you, who was the commissioner? Who was the permanent secretary?
Ade Karumana.
Karumana, yes. His name was mentioned. Who was the permanent secretary?
And one Panga. I learned recently that Nathan wants to come and auction the machine and buy it for about 5 million naira. I think he said he wants to do that. So is the government is the government listening to the people? Is the government proactive? Is the government protecting our commonwealth? How can you waste such volume of money? And the same man is recycled and say you want to buy the machine for 5 million naira.
Now, where do you get that information from? Because your statements are quite strong. I'm going to write to, talk to him, or maybe write to him to host him.
I think somebody called me from Uyo some days ago and asked me whether I'm aware that the government wants to sell the machine and how much the machine, whether they want to sell it for. I had left that place because I've appealed several to different governors that we should look into that machine, that they cannot waste that volume of money and go back home and sleep. Commonwealth, if this were to be their father's property, is that what we have done? Most of the people tried so much to ensure that that machine works. But if the commissioner keeps on, putting spanners in the wheel of progress, and the man got frustrated and left them. I was in his office one day, and he said, "What should we do to install it?" We tried to work with him to ensure that machine works, but the commissioner keeps on having his private interests, and the machine is left, wasted.
Well, sir,
that machine, let me tell you, my brother, that machine, yes. The God SFC, it has the capacity to print 17 color pages, 32 black and white, and run 500,000 impressions per hour. He will pray for the whole of the South paper that is coming into the South. All the newspaper houses will print in less than 3-4 hours. It is done. That was what I saw, and I and the governor said, "Okay, Patrick, this is good. We can buy, but I'm not going to buy it from you. I buy it straight from the manufacturers."
Interestingly, and you have not been even given a dime for your patriotism.
They have not.
Now let's do this. Open Forum is about people, issues, ideas, and solutions, and we are doing this for the good of humanity. And we are doing this without fear or favor. We are doing this so that nobody will say, we never had the information. Now you are live. You are there. You are in Abuja, I guess. And by the grace of God, this conversation will continue. It will be a disservice to our listeners not to be able to call in to say something. Because even those that have been named may even want to call on radio now. So before that is done, so that we don't lack time to drop any important information, is there any other important comment or statement you want to make in 30 seconds or less than a minute, please?
Let the government set up a commission of inquiry.
Okay.
Judicial commission of inquiry. Like a Minister of Gospel Fabio did when Ibokwe tried to swindle our people. Let him tell and find out why is the machine not working? Who is responsible for causing this kind of damages to our economy? So that people could be taught a lesson, or at least we should be able to return the machine to original concept for printing, for safety to our people. I think if that's not done, I mean, this is all efforts in futility.
You have dropped it.